Bringing it down.
Yo. Welcome back to Talk the Ting. What's the
Good
everybody?
evening. What is the word?
What boy? I tell one you know about that thing. You doesn't hear.
My brother, what you talking about? You don't already big up my partner then.
Yes.
What's up?
Why is it with everybody? How everybody doing? You know, tonight we have a very, very interesting episode with a twist, we want to call it. We're really encouraging people to participate. We want to see a lot of comments in the chat. We have one of the best and the biggest and the one of the promoters producers in Dominican, I should say, that is giving you guys all these hits.
And the thing is,
you guys might not know who
they don't even know.
Guys here
that's the thing, you know.
You don't know. So tonight we're gonna bring it to you live and direct, and we're gonna go into a part of the episode where you guys maybe have never seen something like that before, and we want participation, especially the returning patrons of Talk the Ting and the people who love Talk the Ting. You know, we want to see what you guys think. All right. With that said, we're gonna bring on. Before I go into that, Adley, what is it with? How was it day?
Boy, the day was tough, man. Whole day basically doing math, so I need to clear my head right now. So I think this episode going to help me out, man. Don't forget to like and share the videos. We need you guys to share.
Share the live. Well, matter of fact, before we go even further, let me share that live there, because I suspect I cannot ask people to do what I myself not doing. You check?
No, man. Also, that I do in there on the other side, yeah.
Yeah. So let me share that live, and you know, again, we're gonna say that, you know, when we have different guests and stuff on, you know, we want people to understand that this is not a show for us. This is a show for you guys, right? We want to give you guys good content, you know, things that you guys maybe have not seen before, maybe. And we really want to push the fun participation or the listener, the viewer participation aspect of it, right? So we want to make sure that you guys are participating. So comment in the chat, give your opinions. You know, if you guys have people that you want on the show, you know, ask us. We will reach out. You might get a no, but you know, we'll reach out for you guys still. You know. With that said, we're gonna bring on a partner there. Let's bring him on. Front stage.
Maskman, producer. Big time too, eh? Not no little producer, eh? And we will prove that. We will prove that. Yeah, man. We will prove that. We will prove that as we go through the episode, man. We will prove that. What's up, Maskman?
Yeah, man. We there, man. So, why is it with now? This guy needs a beer. What matter of fact? If you drink nothing, but you know, we're going to advertise all like you know, Yeti, you know, Talk the Ting Yeti, you know, you see that customized, you know. Yeah, man.
Dry bottle,
and pretty soon the merch store will be back up and running, so you can get your Talk the Ting merch.
Yes,
from your little bottles like that to your t-shirts and whatnot. You know, just would appreciate the support, trying to make this bigger and better. But Maskman, how was your day, man?
Well, I had a long day, but I made it home just in time. I tried to send them a food really quick so I can be energized. Or you catch me a little off, but it's all right.
It's all right.
I see you in demand, boy.
Think so?
Yeah. So you're on an interview on Monday. I was like, wait, look vibes.
I
No,
mean,
it's good vibes, man. It's good vibes, man. You know, it have plenty, plenty of the good stuff to go around. You know, the man is somewhere that giving us some good stuff. So everybody want to talk to the man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But
man.
with that said, give us
everybody.
a little bit of a background on yourself before we go into the fun and the frolic. Give us a little background on yourself. Where you from? Where you grew up? Where you went to school? How you kind of get involved in music? That type of vibes.
All right. Well, first off, my government name is Arade Moses. I have a middle name, but I can leave that out for now. So I was born and raised in P7 most of my life. Um, but I used to frequent Bagatel and Grand Bay, so I have family there. Um, it's pretty much where I live. In terms of being involved in the music and where I went to school, I went to PHL Secondary. From there, I went to Dominican State College, and currently I'm out of state doing further studies as we speak. So
Okay. So you said Petit Savan Granby. So that
yeah,
means you went to school in Granby. Or you was
yeah,
one of them people that you was one of
that's
them people they send Roseau because you was smart and thing.
Grand Bay Secondary, PHL Secondary. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
After all.
therefore, you need to transition.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Imagine that. The funny thing is, I was saying somebody by Granby in that area there, from if you want to call it from Tisavan down to Pishley, I even put in Bellevue in it.
Hmm.
Then people really produce some top-notch talent in Dominica. Cricket, music, all kind of thing. At least a hater. I don't want to hear his opinion on that.
My
But
brother, let me tell you something. My can be party by bubblers. So
you
I'm
know,
not a
you know,
Grand Bay
bubblers.
person. What I know about that, boy, free me up. As a My first job was at Petrol Secondary School. Granby. I love Granby too, man. I have a little history in Granby too. So that's fine.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, there's like an echo there. But let me ask. So, Maskman, so you said you went to Pierre Charles School,
Yeah.
and where did music come into that whole thing? When did you get involved in music?
Me getting involved in music was at a very young age. I grew up hearing music in my ears. Probably since when I was in my mother's stomach. And yeah, man. So my mother used to sing. She used to sing, and she was a person who always used to sing in church. My
Mm.
father always used to play music. I'm not sure exactly, you know, what music that he actually did, but I knew he loved music because in growing up, he used to always have records and CDs of the reggae artists, hip hop R&B stars, like R. Kelly, Elton John, Jim Reeves.
Wow.
So there's classic music, and also reggae and dance. Also, um, he used to always buy those CDs every time he comes from away. So I grew up listening to that, and then my mother loves reggae, and Nancy Ofonkin is one of her favorite artists. And she used to also listen to classical songs like Celine Dion, Whitney Houston. So I used to hear those music all throughout the week, mostly on Saturdays and Sundays, which is Saturdays most times back home. Our parents would usually do a little cleanup, so she'll put a
Mhm.
music to play and she would sing. So I growing up, we listened to all those type of music, those soothing music. I used to listen to all those things. But in growing up, in getting older, still a little boy, I was amazed by song system. And I used to, always look at, videos, and every time, bands playing, I would fathom at the setup of the stage and the song system, the staging center and the song system, to a point where I used to take um blocks of wood, because there was a carpenter next to our home, blocks of wood, and lay it out, mimicking an actual stage and song system, and I used to beatbox.
Wow,
In my
wow, wow, wow.
imagination, I'm the one, doing the music and everything. So I think it actually kickstarted from there, and after that, I started getting a liking for drums. I started learning drums on pails, buckets, and that type of stuff. So I got my first opportunity. I got to play drums was in church in the 57 Catholic church. So I started playing drums in church, and from there everything just took off. I just like merged everything in there. After drumming, I fell into DJing. So I used to DJ in the community most of the time. I was one of the DJs, one of the known DJs in my community in Pizza at the time. So I used to
Hold on, pause a while. Pause a while. What was your DJ name? DJ Maskman. Okay, I thought it was something else.
No. See the Maskman kind of like come just a little after me actually DJing. So
Okay.
yeah. So all Maskman really come about is I was taking computer classes in Roseau, and at the time I was trying to figure out a name for my first email address at the time. So everything I tried wasn't going through. There's certain words or numbers or letters you could use. So everything I tried wasn't working. So this guy next to me, he's holding my friend. I'm like, boy, I can't figure out a name. So we was trying to come up with name. And I said, boy, just put Maskman and see what happened. I don't know how we end up getting that name.
Maskman.
Yeah, I don't know how you end up getting that name, but they give it to me. And I was like, you know what? He's in class here, and we're trying out something. We're trying to make our first email address. So I just put that in. I put in Maskman63 at hotmail.com, and then it went through. And from that was the email I started using frequently, and that just stopped. And everybody just started calling me that after that.
Okay.
So the name just stayed on phone enough. It kind of like sort of my persona. Maskman up until a day like today. Well, up until now, because the unmasking starting to happen. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how come if when you're DJing you should have put a mask?
at the time I didn't think of that.
I thought it's because the man is to wear sensei and always have mask and
Me is checking that. I think it would be a nice little show for you to come and DJ and wear your mask. Like Mouse.
Okay. But yeah, that's all the name come about, and that just literally stuck until what they like today. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you tried DJing, you were into this whole song, you like song system, but you ended up being something else.
Yeah, ended up being something else. And I think, how to be honest, that happened by force. Me actually
Explain.
me actually producing today was by force, because at the time when I started drumming, Pizza, when we end up forming a band, me and my cousins, we end up forming a band called Digital Vibes. I don't know if Adley, I don't know if you can remember that band.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we used to play around the island. We did a lot of gigs actually. One of our most played events was Pop Festival in Bagatelle.
Pork Fest.
Yeah, Pop Festival in Bagatelle. So that was like our event in a sense, because it was always there. We as a band, we made our own event in PD7 called Yellow Fest. So every year we had Yellow Fest. Everyone, the dress code was yellow. We wear anything yellow. So most of that was our event as a band we put on in PD7. But in terms of me producing, and when I said by force, is because programming was so much of a tedious thing to do that nobody else in the band did not have the patience to do it.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, boss.
But how do you do our patience not in the body band is Digital Vibes?
So I don't know. But I ended up doing all the programming for soca songs we used to play. I ended up doing the programming for certain bouyon songs that we produce ourselves. Basically, the programming on a whole, I was the one to have done it. So and so that was the point I knew that okay, well, I can do that, man. So I just continue doing it for the band. So when I go home, I just program everything, bring it back to the band house, and then we practice. And then it reached to a point where we decided, okay, let's start making our own songs. Let's start producing our own stuff. And so the challenge was on me now to try to program and mix songs with the band at the time, and it ended up working out in terms of making the songs. Although we never made it, big across the country, but we did make a few songs. So I was the one who did that. So and I just continued. I just continued doing it because I end up liking it. I end up liking all the intricacies inside, in programming and putting all this stuff together and being in a band. I kind of knew what everything's supposed to sound like.
Right.
Know? So I just use that experience and just put it in the programming. So that's why I said it was by force because nobody else didn't want to do it. You know?
But
Musical
it's,
director on drums, boy.
it's not like an organic process, right? It's sometimes
Yeah,
you find where is when people want to force things, it doesn't really happen,
right,
you
right.
know. So
That's true.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
So
So that's good, man.
yeah, so and then it reached to a point where I was the one punching in the drum machine until we were able to get uh, a backup keyboardist. So I would have the drum machine on my side while drumming. So I was the one punching the drum machine and the keyboardist on the bass. And a few moments later, we we got our backup keyboardist, and I told him, okay, well, you need to learn to start punching now because I want to learn to play drums better. And for me, it was challenging to do punch both rhythm and still drum at the same time, although it's possible. But I wanted that off my back. So then the backup keyboard started punching the drum machine.
Boy.
That's
But the
what
funny
Chris.
thing is, I in things there is like say like organically, like things just happening, and it's like they say the mother of all inventions is a necessity.
Necessity, right?
It's like you have to figure it out, so you kind of figure it out, and but that's good, man. But so take us into the world of you getting involved in some of the biggest songs that we know. And I just gonna say, before that man go through it, I gonna run through some songs there that man has been behind. And even me, when I look at the man catalog, I check it, but hold on a while, how me stand out there? You check the man really like a mass man. The man I don't understand. But so listen to them songs. Khaki by Asa Bantad. I know people that know people. Wet Fet, and I jump in over some, Wet Fet, which is maybe Asa biggest song,
Biggest song to this day, yeah.
right? What again you have? You have Boy I Love, DJ Flip with Asa. Down by Asa. It looking like as if you have a lot of Asa tracks.
That's
You
my
and Asa
favorite.
been
That's
working
my
together.
favorite Asa song, by the way. Yeah, Dong.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
Yep.
A proper track. Proper track. Task Force, Line Up. But yeah, I
And
won't
hold on,
stop.
you basically call artists for songs for one
I
artist,
just
there,
one
right?
so far, and I just one
One
artist so
artist.
far. Right? I going up the list there. My neighbor hitting me, scrolling like that. It have how many songs? Now let me go to another artist. It have
Let's run for them.
right? It have Ban Toujours Cool. I Do Again by Asa. Bong Sit by Asa, which is a big track. You have Edai. You have Triple K. You have Signal. But look to his music.
Call the songs. Don't just call the artists, because
All right,
sometimes
you're right.
you need to let people know who's the songs itself.
For Triple K, right? For Triple K, what you see in there is like I did the reading programming for them, not the actual song.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
Well.
You're still behind it.
Clarifying that, but you're still behind it,
Yeah.
right? We have
Credits.
Inside by Shelly. We have by Shelly. Oh, I don't know how much Shelly have in his name now. He was Mr. Wisdom Didi,
But the boy don't say that, boy. Pause.
What a rhythm by Signal Band. Right? On My Way. The life of a side man and a side woman. Open the road. My man. Boy of Vax. Boy, J, but look music. Stronger. Nice. Boy, J, first serenade, enjoy your life. Trilogy, bend down. Boy, my brother, if I keep going there, Rum Not Juice, which was a huge song in Carnival
Triple K recently, yeah.
Right? Who again we have? We have My Band, Signal Band. We have I saw a song there, you know. Make a Ball, Signal Band. Boy, look music. So, since they say you're so good, they say you're so good that you can make music and I got a thing. Tonight they will put me on the spot. Tonight they put me on the spot. I don't know what you have up, what you don't have up. Tonight there, talk the thing need a jingle.
We tell all you that episode gotta be different, you know.
Talk the thing need a Kessler, you're right. Big up yourself, Kessler. Calendar reading, I even missed that. But it have a set of thing, and we're gonna post the link. Let me post the link in the chat to Maskman, catalog, so you guys can check it out. But Maskman, if I gonna do that, but tonight there I put me on the spot. You want to see tonight there? We've been doing talk the thing for what 3 years, 4 years now, on and off. But we're back. And we want to test your skills and see what you can do for us on the spot. All right. So
I say you have something.
Let me see if you're going to take that challenge. If you're going back down tonight there.
Doing Mr. My charges, you know.
royalties.
Mr. My charges for that jingle there. What if that jingle deadly and now people want that?
People can't want all your jingle, my brother.
Good. I want people to want it, but they wouldn't get it.
Let me. While you get yourself ready there, I gonna share the link to your catalog so people can see. It's not me that just making things up. So while you pull that up now, we have a couple people in the chat, saying congratulations on your many achievements. That Sherms. Shout out to Sherms. We have a Keller with all these productions. What does a typical workflow look like, especially when producing a new track? So
I guess you're about to see that.
I guess you're about to show us what it like. Yeah, man. Let me post that in the thing there so everybody can see. So my people, you can go to this link. You can go to this link here on the bottom. And if you click
on
the bottom. I ready? Give you a break now, man. Oh. All right. Let me rephrase that. Go to the link on the bottom. All right. All right. So go to that link and you guys will see all the songs I was talking about. All the songs I was talking about. Right?
Because a lot of time, I think in our music, as we get ready, a lot of times in our music, we think that it's the band creating the music and it's just the band or just the artist. And while a producer is somebody who is normally in the background, sometimes we really have to let people know like who are the creative minds behind that. Because what happens is an artist might sit down and write a song. And then he takes it to a producer, and the producer will start building the musical accompaniment to that song. And then in most times, based on how influential that producer is, or the relationship that producer has to the artist, that producer can also influence the outcome of the artist's music. And it's not something that we've done in Dominica to really talk about our producers, or sometimes the producer is a part of the band. So when you have a producer, somebody who has taken their time to make this their life, that's what you do, then I think it's a good thing to, put that out there and whatnot. So where we at, Maskman? We serious,
I already called in, man.
What you have there?
Maskman, before you do that, I gonna give you another 5 minutes. I gonna drop a couple of them tracks. Just so people can hear what's going on there. Oh, yeah,
no, we're hearing.
Yeah, so that one I did the reading for that one.
You did the reading for that one?
Yeah, I did the rhythm for it.
I don't know why you all the hair in it, but let me try and organize that there real quick. Hold on, Noah. Share tab. Okay.
Like, it looked like Kessler knew a couple of things about you, Maskman. Mr. and his brothers used to have a drum outside, making of milk tin.
Let me tell you the man was sung did.
Let me tell you, that man was sung in.
Yeah,
All right, let me play that there. Oh, you hear that?
Yep.
Taffy have a 61 key, she wish it was 69. No taffy fingers is the thing that's on her mind. A 61 key, she wish it was 69.
I didn't even know the things.
She said she wish she was a keyboard. Taffy would make a ball.
Okay, that is it. That relax yourself there. You're getting too excited.
No, well, let me say something there, because when Maskman say he just make the rhythm, I think he taking it a little light, because in bouyon music, what drives bouyon music is the rhythm. In other genres, the rhythm is like a little something sitting in the background just to give the music a little flavor. But in bouyon music, the rhythm is the vibe in bouyon music. So even if you just make the rhythm, that's still important, because, like I said, that's the music itself. Why is that done?
No boy. Mr. Bantan himself.
Okay, play my song. Play dong.
Dong.
Yes, boy. My favorite is my favorite is a song, you know, boy.
That song is a boss song, you know.
On top of that is SM again, my second home.
SM the one.
But baby yourself, boy. Almost I go in there this weekend.
Read him. Hello, I tell all you follow to see all the man catalog. All you know where for to go.
Check the link.
Go and check out the link.
Check the link. Check it out.
Maskman, before we go into it, there one more thing I want you to tell the people. Right? And somebody asked that question a while ago. What is the creative process? So now you're gonna do something first. Tell us how you going about that. Like what's the mindset? You know, how do you work with the artists? I guess right now me and Hadley's the artist and our Talk the Ting team. So what you gonna give us? Like what you thinking? Like what's in your head? Tell us your process.
I know you have stuff sitting down there, man.
Oh, yeah.
Don't give us too much for fellas to go and steal your business. You know,
I've stopped sitting down there until I die.
When they read him hot, fellas like to thief. Hear that song? Hear that?
Yeah.
and we had a Ridge on the show a couple weeks ago, and Ridge say you have to do the business proper. Do the business proper. So when you saw already in there, all right, just be yourself. Go ahead, Maskman.
Give us something. What you have?
So basically, my thought process when it comes to producing, especially with an artist, I usually like to get the melody first. So I one thing I hate is when somebody comes to me and asks, "Boy, a beat." That doesn't happen. that alone doesn't make me watch you and say, "Well, you serious one?" Because I can't work like that, but with certain people. I started working like that with Asa is maybe one of the only person that he knows, like I understand what he wants. So with that years of working together, I understand what he wants. So what somebody new coming in, I have to learn your style of music, you know, because with Asa and we started that thing from the get-go. Boom. Like Wet Fet was my first original production song. And that is my biggest song up until.
Let me ask you a question though.
Not many producers can say their first song was a bigger song, no?
But a song like Wet Fit, right? Think about it, right? When you record that song as a producer and then Asa sing on it, do you feel like, boy, okay, I feel like we have something that's gonna blow up? Or do you feel like, okay, I make something, I feel good, but you don't really know how the people gonna, respond to it? what was it like when you make that song?
Well, to be honest, for me personally, I tell you how I just feel. So when I make something and it end up being big, it comes up as a sense of accomplishment. But I don't really get too excited because for me, I always look at boy I can do something better than that again.
Mm.
And so it's like I'm constantly in competition with myself, even if this
Okay.
make it big. And I think that is why maybe I am good at what I doing because I'm
Trying to
constantly
improve. Yep.
improve because even if they song make it big, I'm still like, boss, I should have do this, I should have. But so the next one, what I didn't do in the previous one, I'm going to do it in the next one, and it just continue, and I just continue that thought process along with every other song.
So you keep one up in yourself every production.
I keep one
That's a
up
good
in
way to look at it, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Although I just feel good, don't get me wrong, I just feel good, something get big, I just enjoy it when I hear it. But one thing about me is to after the song gets released, I do not want to hear it because I ate so much
You ate so
pre-production.
much already.
I mean, you have to feel good, and not many producers can walk around the carnival route and hear their song playing on every truck.
on, on every truck.
You're right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You're right. So
So-
that yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, Maskman, now is your time, bro. Now is your time for you to show the people what you have. And before we go into that, I want to see what the people's opinion is. Right? This song is, you guys going to keep hearing that thing because Talk the Thing not going anywhere. I tell you that right now. So remember that. Go ahead, Maskman.
You have the stage,
That's
my
a
brother.
stop
Do
doing
what
that.
you want.
Doesn't yeah. You doesn't yeah. All right.
Okay, hold on, let me.
Doing you send the man to dig up in his archives there.
I have to send him and dig up. I tell people this time they're
Guys,
different.
I have to log out and clock back in. So give me like
All right, do your thing. Do your thing. We are wrong. So, Adley, while Maskman taking a little break there, let's you're gonna come back in. I'm gonna play a couple more of his catalog.
Yeah, but before you do that, let me just say by way of announcement, guys. For those of you who've been checking us out, you all have been seeing the YouTube logo at the bottom of our screen, and the Facebook logo, and there's a new logo. Like we said, Talk the Thing is here to stay, and we're trying to do it bigger and better, and we're trying to improve for you guys every day. And guess what? Apart from going to the YouTube channel and looking at the video, if you're in your car driving to work, guess what? You can now listen to Talk the Thing on Spotify.
Ooh.
Yeah. You can now listen to Talk the Thing on Spotify. Soon we'll be on Apple Podcast too, but for now, you can now listen to us on Spotify.
Check us out on Spotify.
Just type in Talk the Thing and you will find us there.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. All right, let's bring Maskman back in. So, you back in now?
Yeah.
Oh, we budget.
Master, what's software out there?
I don't even know what software that there now, brother. What are you using?
Logic Pro, boy.
Yeah, Logic Pro. So over the past years, I noticed myself transitioning from FL Studio to Logic Pro, and I literally making rhythm in Logic Pro now. Literally making rhythm in Logic Pro and producing and composing inside Logic Pro. So right now, I just sharing my screen. Who did I want to see what instruments are there? It's okay. like nothing only even if you go in Logic Pro and you pull up those same things, you might not get this, you might not hear the same thing,
Don't worry about them, man. They don't know the plugins, man. The plugins are important,
Yeah, plugins important. But for something, right? I was like, let me try something different. So what I did is I like I said, I usually start with melody. That is a melody that I was just messing around with. So let me know if you guys hear in the this it's actually a sample. So I took a nice guitar sample, so I wanted to start off with that and then build from that afterwards. So that is the sample. Because when you're talking jingle, jingle doesn't have to be, for me, in my opinion, it doesn't have to be like a normal song. It has to be something different. Some people can say, okay, well, that is stock dating. Once I hear that, that is stock dating.
Yeah, man, and that's sounding nice already.
You understand? So I'm going to play it again. That's the melody, pretty much. It's a guitar riff. So I just basically recorded it. I do a little pre-recording on audio there, just with, you know. I just did pre-recording. So I just going to loop it. And then I just try to find the key. So I think that is in F sharp minor.
Boy, that is Ophelia's favorite key, you know.
F sharp minor.
Yeah, man.
So I do the normal bouyon drumming on the M1, the M1 keys, the favorite M1 keys everybody use. That's the most used song on bouyon, you know. So I just put that in. And then I had to put in the normal cowbell, and I love using the goat snare. The goat snare is pretty much this. And then the cowbell.
Yeah, if you do them cowbell there, Papa.
Yeah, that's Bouyo's signature anyways.
Yeah,
Don't
boy.
make that cowbell too long and that'll bust some Pelham monitors, you know.
So then I just group those things in, and then I had this this thing in the background. It's a piano riff, just complementing the guitar. So that's what it sounds like.
And some people saying bouyon don't have chords. You mad?
Yeah. So that's for me is like a wavy piano riff. You know, that you can literally put that in an R&B or something.
Yeah, man. Sound like As the World Turns.
So
I want to ask before you continue. Can everybody hear the music as he's going through it, or you know, Maskman, if you could bring it up a little bit, if you can. I don't know if it's possible.
yeah, man, I can bring it up. So with all these songs so far, if I play it all together, something like this. So when you hear that, you automatically go into hear this Talk the Ting live show is on.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
We about to come on.
Well, you might all make me sing on that. What's going on there?
That's the intro right now, you know. And so I love, there's something else I love doing is putting, you know, rides inside, like in the starting of anything I start off slow like that. I love putting the rides inside there for the drum.
What is a ride now, Maskman? You're just saying things. What is a ride?
Ride, crash.
Everybody else.
A ride is similar. A ride is similar to a crash. A crash symbol. A ride
is a type of symbol.
You know. So I love putting that little, you know, there's little pieces in there because I like to hear those things. That's my way of doing it. You know, so putting that in there, a song like that.
I'll put in there. I hear little drums. I get excited when I hear drums, my brother.
Before we come to the drums, I had to program in a nice bass. No, I'm going to play it by itself. But I don't want to do that live. So I have to play that in.
Boy, listen, man. This. They may be familiar with that, but this whole thing is amazing to me. Sitting there and just thinking, okay, let me add this, let me take that. Oh, do this. Boy, mad boy. Jesus.
So bassman will have to play that. So a nice bass riff I had to put in to make it sound interesting,
I can't lie, bro. After man sit down and do all that, and for just one to download that man's song on the sticky stick, right? Nice thing to make man go mad for real.
Yeah. Well, that's why Drake Slad to say that is my with him.
And so to differentiate, am I going to put him by itself right now? Because I have to program it in to play the rhythm by itself. So there's in that jingle that I set up I pre-produced for you guys. I did 2 different parts, so they will sound like that.
You go mute a little bit there.
You're cut off a little bit.
All right, you hear now?
Yeah.
All right, so that's the basic rhythm. No, to the normal ears that I'm not sounding like nothing, But when everything comes together, you're going to get something like that.
Hey, hold on. Pause. I hear something there. That one before the last track. Why is that? That don't sound like a beat. That sound like vocals. Why is that?
That's one of my tags.
Maskman on the beat.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So that's your stamp, pretty much.
That's one of them. I maybe have
all right.
5 or 6 that I haven't used yet. But that's just one of them.
All right. Well, we're using it. It's staying, it's staying there because we have to let everybody know he's the deadliest producer in Dominican that make that.
So we're going to take it. Like I said, I have to pre-program some of the other stuff, but it's basically for me it's simple, but you already different with fully speakers.
Maskman on the beat.
Switch up.
You have to get that switch. That's bouyon. 45.
Boy. What is this?
Dwayne, cheers.
Hey, cheers, dog. Cheers.
I put up my water bottle.
Listen, man.
Whatever you have.
My water bottle.
Yeah.
And guess what? For those of you listening now, for those of you going to be listening in the future, before every single Talk the Thing episode, you're going to hear that song, you know.
Every single one.
Once you
I Talk the Thing signature.
that is it.
My brother.
That is it.
Once they had them, once they hear.
All you're going to hear
Once they hear
that.
that,
All you're going to
Oh,
hear
yeah,
that
man.
every Wednesday. Yeah,
I want
that,
to know how many other times we have had that done. We got Jingle Bill right there in front of us.
right in front. But
So
you
walk
mad?
through it
Well,
and telling us what happened.
I did that half an hour before the show, eh? That's put out there. That half an hour before the show.
so imagine for the artists who come to you 2 months ago, is another hit here.
I mean, once the right energy is placed into it, it'll have to be a hit, you know.
That is it.
Boy, bro, I telling you right now that this is impressive. This is impressive. I mean, I tell you, when we talk about respecting people's art and respecting people's,
Talent.
work and people's talent, we have to think about that, because look at all what that man going through there, right? And he say he do it for half hour before the show, but it's not a half hour that we get in. We get in years and years and years of practice and experience. You check. So shout out to Maskman, my brother. Big respect. Big
Yeah,
respect.
man. Big up Maskman. And this yeah, man. Trust me. And you see, the thing is, we really don't give credit to. I'm pretty sure that's not no crack software that the man using. That is really legit paid software, that is money software is out there, So we have to give how much for it?
$2.99 US.
Yeah, but no, you have to pay for almost every plugin unless you find something under the table, but them things have to be paid, so we have to give the producers, and I think the reason is because back in the day we had a lot of guys inside the bands producing. Like I can tell you straight up, Cornell used to produce almost everything for WCK. Right? Initially, Kendall used to do a lot of production for Triple K.
Yeah.
Then I don't really know much about Serenade. I haven't been exposed to Serenade that much, but I know for Signal Band, a lot of the production used to be done. Right? And right now we have you and some other producers working. So we have guys who are behind the scenes. Their face they're not jumping up on stage with a mic in their hand.
Yeah.
But I think this episode, what we really wanted to do was to let the people know at least one of the faces behind a lot of the big tunes that has been coming out of Dominica, the bouyon scene and whatnot, and that is this man right there, Maskman.
And Maskman, what would you say? I guess I would ask you your top three. I want to ask you two separate questions. One, your top three biggest and your top three favorite.
Let's go biggest first.
Pause.
Biggest
Biggest would be Wet Fed, by far.
Wet Fed.
Yeah, and it was also my favorite because it was my first one. I put a lot of time and effort into it. Even if I wasn't so musically experienced at the time, I still managed to put the little that I learned into it. But that is one of my favorite. My second one would have been the old school, new school party mix for Issa. That I feel was one of the best thing I ever put together. That's a party mix that's probably like 15 minutes long or so, And
Old
then
school party mix.
yeah, old school party mix.
That online, where can you find that?
That's on YouTube, bro. That's
Mm.
you know, it's on YouTube. And then another favorite of mine would have been Passing by Signal. I don't know, I love that song.
Oh yeah,
Hold on, you do that song too, one.
Yeah, I did that
Oh.
song. I did
Pa.
Passing. I did Passing. So that's
So,
Brother,
repeats. Yeah.
so we cannot mix it up. We do biggest and favorite there. So you have you have two more favorite to give us.
I would say Hit.
Triple K, right?
okay.
That I don't know. I was in a different world when I made it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
That
a
was-
big song, you know.
What will that? Because that was a big song, you know. That was not a little one, you know.
Yeah, my brain runs somewhere else when I come up with that idea for that.
But let me ask you a question. The partner that talking at the beginning there, you know who that then?
Where?
The partner that talking at the beginning of it. I tell you, Triple K is the
Yeah.
I don't know that. Yeah.
but as a partner from Kulibi Street, you know.
You serious?
Yes, my brother. I wouldn't give you his last name, but Jefferson is the boy name.
Yeah, I don't know the boy. I just hear
Boy,
that.
as a partner from Kulibi Street, you know, boy, Jefferson is the boy name. The boy, them fellas just live for that.
But yeah, another one. I still have to go with favorites now.
Yeah, you have one more favorite and you have one more biggest.
One more favorite and one more biggest.
Mm.
I would say Stronger would have been a big stronger. No, We Ready. Either We Ready and Stronger is a big one of the big songs.
Hold on. We ready, Shelly and Signal and Thriller.
Thriller. And yeah,
And
Stronger.
then Stronger with Shelly, Signal and Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been in between those two.
But the man behind so many hits doing
But I don't
from Asa to Triple K to Signal to Serenade.
I suspect he's not good at making music. He does music.
It don't look so. If Maskman not in it, it not in it.
Well, I don't know because it looks like as if he's producing music for my son because the boy love Signal bad. The boy love a Signal bad. You want to stay and just go and play that, you know. You want to just go and play devil setting traps. I say, who that trap devil setting for you? 5 years old. Come to you.
The man called me one of them days telling me Signal band is his favorite band.
But if I have to point out, recently I don't know if you guys paid attention, but I put a song together with Stasha, Carlin, Ebony Empress,
You lying.
and Cheyenne. That's
Hold on. The response to Nice and them, Nice and Thriller and
yeah. So I put that song together and all those females on board, make a group chat for them, and I put that whole bit together for them. And that song that song shake up Valentine's Day. You know, so I feel they did a really good job, and to be honest, I feel more females should be more involved in the bouyon music, man. They need the help, and I dare to help them.
Yeah.
You know, if I could do that with those five people, 5 females, but there's nothing else I can do. You know.
So Maskman, where can we find you? No, I don't want you to put your phone number out there, but I'm pretty sure you have social media where somebody can send you a DM or whatnot. So where can these people who are looking for a quality producer, not just a partner with a laptop in his basement or whatever, but a quality producer like you know, where can we find Maskman?
Well, you can find me on my socials. Instagram, my private one is Arade M3. That's Instagram, Arade M3. And then the music, I have a music Instagram page which is Sona Music. SONAR Music. And then you can find me on Facebook at Arade Moses.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, the link tree, which you just posted below.
Yep.
Yeah, we have that link tree running down the bottom of the screen. If you click that,
Yeah.
yeah, you in the boy world.
It has my email attached to it. So my email is in there. And I think my number, my WhatsApp, my business WhatsApp number is inside there. So,
Okay. Okay.
so you
So,
can catch.
question for you before we close it out. And we want to thank you again for coming on the show, man. I think we've introduced something, and I'm looking to see where else we're gonna see them kind of vibes there.
No,
But,
nowhere else, my brother. Talk the thing, let us do them thing there. You mad? So I mean, somebody else might follow, but I'll take. We leading right now.
we lead on the others follow. You use DBS.
No. Kyrie from not saying that, but we don't say that. It's not DBS. It's Kyrie not saying that.
Yes, UNC flow.
But we lead in. We just leaving it there.
What's that?
Live music production. Boom.
Maskman, if you know there was a young man coming up, with the same love of music that you have. I shouldn't say young man, but a young person rather, with the same love of the music that you have, the same passion. What would you feel would be the? I guess I don't want to keep giving you lists, but what would be a couple of things that you would say would be the most important things they should pay attention to, and how they could kind of get to where you've been, where you are, and where hopefully one day you aim to be.
Well, first off, I would really encourage them to get educated on the music vibes, both business and the fun part of it, which is making the music. That educating yourself on those both worlds will put you in a better position to learn how to do things and to learn how to talk business. When you get approached into doing music, because a lot of the time, a lot of guys will come in and they'll just figure, well, no, I just doing that for the fun, and then oftentimes, they'll get extorted, or they'll get used, and it's only after that time they realize, boy, I should have done my business properly.
Right.
So the first very, 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 very first step is, knowing what you're entering into, educating yourself both on the business side and on the musical side of it. So you have to learn how to talk music, because you never know, you might get approached to anybody. A classical music person will come to you, and if you tell you what is F sharp minor, you're supposed to be able to know what it song, maybe not necessarily what it sounds like, but can hold it on a keyboard or a guitar or a bass. So educate yourself all across the board as much as you can. YouTube was my best friend. I didn't go school to music, but YouTube was my best friend.
YouTube University.
University was my best friend. Books was my best friend. I learned song design from buying books. So it's just the eagerness to learn. And reading is important. You have to read. A lot of us don't like to read. So reading is important. Reading, education is important. That's the very first step of everything you're getting into. Whether it is for fun, whether it is for business, you just have to just know what you're getting yourself into, not just getting into it.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And
That's the only advice I can give them. I can tell them what to do, but as long as you educate yourself, you're good to.
Yep. I mean that to me is good enough.
Education is key. Use the resources of a multitude of resources that you could use. The internet, there's a lot of free stuff on the internet, so just utilize that.
A lot of knowledge here to be learned and
to be learned, bro. So if you don't know how to do that, and you've been in for 4 or 5 years, you have a problem. Because the internet there is a simple Google search can get you something, and you just start reading. And that's how I learned.
I think that's a problem. That's a problem we have. A lot of us want to do stuff, but we don't want to put in the work to get to do those things. And sometimes the work might be very easy, like just watching a video on YouTube.
Right.
Not everybody. There's a lot of people who capable of learning by just reading something. And some of us have to watch a video, or we have to listen to something.
Yeah, that's fine. That's part of learning too, but you have to learn and understand what you're doing.
Yeah. But Maskman, we want to say Thank you for coming on. This was a different episode, and we appreciate the fact that you were open to such a style of episode. You know, normally we come on here and we make it more of a, you know, interaction, a verbal interaction.
Yeah.
But right now we actually let people see what you do. You know, last week we had an electrical engineer there. We couldn't let people see him doing them thing, you know. but but you know, we have you tonight, and we want to appreciate the fact that you were willing to share your talent, your behind the scenes part of your talent with our listeners and our viewers. And I want to say thank you for that. Dwayne,
I will
take it
say
away.
as well. You know, not to. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in. We have a lot of people in the chat, you know, giving a lot of props to Maskman. I want to say, you know, a lot of things I see in here. You know, everybody saying how humble you are. You know, and I think that goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? People want to see, people like to see the humility, and you're not just doing it because people think is the right thing, but that's how you are. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Maskman for that. I see somebody saying a lot of gems being dropped here. Hey, I see Andrick in the chat. Shout out Andrick. Hey,
Yeah,
to,
that's what I like doing.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I you say Sona there. I say shout out Sona, man. and Pride de la Dominic. Make sure to go there on the bayfront and get all the food
Yeah,
and
we
things.
get all the eats at the bayfront.
Yeah, man. Nice little spot. Yeah, shout out to everybody who tuned in. We'll be back next week. You know, next month is Mother's Month, right? A very special month for many people. A tough month for many people as well. So we don't want to, you know, forget the people who have maybe, you know, gone through tough times with their mom. But, you know, we want to, you know, shout out to the moms, you know, going into May. And then summertime coming. My people, stay safe. Don't drink and drive. All right. Don't smoke and drive. Listen to music and drive. All right. Go on Maskman page, play the music, and enjoy yourself.
Or listen to Talk the Thing on Spotify.
Yeah.
That as well. That as well.
Yeah.
That as well. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, everybody. Stay safe.
Yeah, man.
Take it easy.
I just want to say thank you for bringing me on. It was
Yeah,
a very
man.
nice experience. First, I love it. To the listeners and everybody who's looking at it right now, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Bless.
Listen,
All right, everybody. Take it easy. Be back next week. Later.